restoring a Karmann Ghia is not for the faint of heart. It's not an entry-level Volkswagen restoration, that's for sure. A Ghia is a whole nother animal.
I'm outside Vintage VW, and my Karmann Ghia is here. My man Dennis is restoring it, and we're going to check it out and see what kind of progress he's been making on it. All right, Dennis, take two.
Take two?
Yeah.
How many takes we gotta get here?
Until I get it right.
We got a 65 Ghia that Peter had shipped here from the other side of the country. We're working on it.
This is what the car looked like when it came off the trailer. I bought it from California. I didn't see it in person. It looked pretty good online, but now that we have it in the shop, Dennis is telling me everything that's wrong with it.
As you can see, we have lightweight body filler on it. We're sanding it down. It had some hail damage, dings and dents, a lot of them. We got to straighten it out here, so we got to finish up some welding on the underside and up here in the tire area. Some hooked it there, bent and
So you were saying this car's got hail damage and it needs a lot of filler?
Oh, it doesn't need a lot of filler as far as thickness, but it definitely has area coverage. So you gotta pick out all the dents. The previous owner, beat them out. He stretched the metal a little too much, so some of it's picked down.
Basically, every panel in this car has some form of damage. It's got hail damage, it's got dings and dents over the years, and the previous owner decided to attack it with a ball peen hammer to do some amateur body work to it.
So I straightened as much as I could because they just don't make good panels for these cars. But it's to be expected. Some of these cars, they were mass produced, so the panels were ripply too, but when you restore them, you're basically over-restoring them. You don't want to have any ripples in the panels. So the whole idea here was to keep the original panels because the replacements are just not, they're inferior, and that's the benefit of having this car shipped from California. And when it gets all done, it will not be like most Ghias. Most Ghias have panel replacement and all the gaps are nice, and you don't even got to try really that hard to line stuff up.
So now we've got the bad news out of the way. The good news is that the car has no rust, it has no rot. I don't need to replace any panels, so everything in this car will be original. Repair panels for Karmann Ghias are expensive and they don't fit well, they don't look good. So when this car is finished, it will actually be very, very nice, very original.
This car still retains the lower quarter panels, which is unheard of in a Ghia. All the wheel lips are true, the trunk area is all nice. This is the kind of stuff you get when you shop around. But you pay for a car like this too. You pay a decent amount, but in the long run, the cleaner car you start out with, the better end result you're gonna have. This is a lightweight filler. This is a glazing putty, and we'll glaze some of this stuff all up and get it all cleaned up and in the primer hopefully here in the upcoming week.
So the one question that's on everybody's mind when they restore a car is, how much is this gonna cost me?
So by the time it's in primer, how many hours do you think you'd have in body work?
In this car, a lot because of the area, and there's a lot of straightening. Some people will just cut corners. They'll just go right with filler and then become a sculptor. That's not really body filler. That's body filler is meant to level out some things, but it ain't designed. This isn't pottery class. By the time it gets all the dents get picked down, the welding that it did need, some of the welding and the body work and primer and all that stuff, there's probably about 200 hours in the car overall.
200 hours, that's a lot. This is gonna be pretty expensive. But on the plus side, Dennis is very meticulous. He doesn't cut corners, and I know he's gonna take good care of me.
But a lot of guys, just to cut corners, will take a thick hammer and smash that in and then bondo it all up level, and you can get the same results, just different ways. So that's up to
All right.
who you want to have do the stuff for you. So.
All right, well, I know you're really enjoying restoring this car.
I am. I like it. I like it. They're all the same after a while. It's going to be a nice Ghia. It's restoring a Karmann Ghia is not for the faint of heart. It's not your entry-level Volkswagen restoration, that's for sure. Only buses and certain things that are bigger in size, but even the buses, like that single cab over there, the panels fit very well for those things. So if you know how to weld and measure, it's not that complicated, but a Ghia is a whole nother animal.
Yep.
The body's sculpted different. You got the body line this way, you got a body line to a body line, to another arch, to the headlight, to the nose pieces. That's why we got, you know, a whole stack of sanding blocks. You gotta have flexible blocks. You know, you got a body hammer, you got a pick hammer. This is a tap here.
I guess there's no more to say about it.
What else you want to know, Peter? Let's get it in primer. Let's get it painted. Season's almost here. We need drivers.
So I went there just to check on the body and see how things are going, but I came back with an important life lesson. I learned today that the amount of money and time it takes to restore a Karmann Ghia, you could restore 4 Beetles. Same amount of money, same amount of time. So there's nothing I can do about it right now. I started this project and I'm gonna finish it. I'm in it to win it, and there's no turning back.
Last thing we have to do is just have the deck lid airbrush right here, Miss Daisy across the back.
Miss Daisy? Yeah, because it's going to yell it.
Yeah, Miss Daisy, that's for you.
I'm going to cut that part out.
Oh, come on, Peter. Why would you cut that out? That's the part that need the most likes.
It's a waste of money.